Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Today we're going to be doing a side-by-side comparison on the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 versus the new Toshiba Excite. These are the two lightest Android tablets on the market, and we're going to take a look at them side by side today. So let's flip them over, turn this one on, let's turn this one on. I put them both to have the same kind of setup so this can be as fair as possible. Now, with both of these tablets, you have a very different kind of feel to them. They both have different advantages. In terms of screen quality, in terms of screen, there is a difference here where the Samsung will have much richer colors, definitely going to be brighter and outstanding. Whereas the Toshiba is just going to have really natural looking colors, but definitely just don't stand out as much. Now, on that note, it's also going to be a different ratio. This is 16:9, which is the standard among Android tablets, whereas Toshiba took a little bit of a different approach and a 16:10. Now, this is the exact ratio that all TVs are made to be at. So really great for movie watching. Other than that, haven't noticed too much differences, but definitely something that's just a little bit different from every other tablet on the market. Now, in comparison, these two tablets, in terms of ports, Samsung Galaxy tablet, you do have to buy an adapter to get any kind of additional port. So you have to buy an adapter for $20 to get a USB port, and you have to buy an adapter for $40 to get an external HDMI. Other than that, you cannot add storage to it built in. What is built in is built in. The Toshiba Excite, on the other hand, has every micro port. So you have a micro SD card to add on storage, you have a micro HDMI to regular HDMI, which will run you about, anywhere from about $15 to about $30. So still a little bit cheaper comparing to the adapter you'll have to get for the Samsung, and has a micro USB to USB, which will run you roughly about $20 as well. So that'll to get a USB adapter inside of it, it's going to be about the same price as the Samsung. But still, you have all the ports on the side, and of course both of them have their headphone jack. Now, other comparisons is speed. In terms of speed, there's just no getting around it. The Samsung is much quicker in comparison. There's just a little bit of a lag on the Toshiba, which I'm not sure if that's just, an update that will be fixed, but definitely something that I've noticed while having it for about a week. It just definitely has had a delay. Now, one thing to note, it didn't have this delay when I first opened it up. It didn't have this, or at least this long of a delay when I first opened it up. But once I signed in, had apps on it and everything like that, it definitely was a noticeable delay. So, just definitely something different. Now, in terms of interface, you have a more customized interface on Samsung, which is called TouchWiz. You have things like a one-touch screen capture, which just takes a screenshot of any kind of page you're on, as well as you have quick apps, which allow you to just do something like a little simple calculator, and you can move it around. It does not affect the background at all whatsoever. And you have a lot of these, whether it be a task manager to kind of kill anything that's going on in the background. And so you definitely just have a different feel to it. In terms of the Toshiba, you just have stock Android, really. They each have their own stores in terms of books, in terms of movies and music, but just nothing to write home about. Very basic. I would still use Google services over either of their specific stores. Now, in terms of cameras, definitely the front camera, I would give it to the Samsung Galaxy Tab. Just has a better front camera, so if you're going to be doing a lot of video chatting, I would definitely choose the Samsung over in that aspect. However, in terms of back camera, they both have a LED flash, but definitely Toshiba just has a couple more megapixels and does do better in bright settings. However, in terms of indoors, even though the Samsung is only a 3 megapixel camera on the back, it actually does a little bit better with low light. Now, this might be because Samsung just has more experience with cameras than Toshiba. Samsung obviously makes their own cameras in terms of cell phones and regular digital cameras themselves, so it just could go to the experience factor of the two. Now, another important thing to note is sound quality. Now, both of these two companies did stereo speakers and did them right. The only other company that does stereo speakers besides this is Acer A200, as well as the Sony S tablet. The Sony's was probably the worst one ever because it had it on the bottom right here, which if you hold your tablet, you can't hear anything. On the Acer, it had it on the back, which was okay, but still just a bit muffled. I'm not sure why companies keep putting speakers on the back, except for maybe that, you know, they just don't want to ruin the front bezel and the look of it, but it just doesn't really make sense to have it on the back away from where you are. So Samsung did the first approach, which was really good, and that is that they put them on the side, so each side has a speaker. Stereo quality, and definitely good strong tones from it. Now, as I said in another video already for the review on this one, look it up definitely if you haven't seen it. The speakers on the Toshiba are the best quality I've ever heard on a tablet to date. I've had a chance to hear every tablet, and there's just no better speaker quality than the Toshiba Excite itself. So definitely the best speakers. If you listen to a lot of music and watch a lot of movies on the go, definitely the tablet to get is the Toshiba Excite. And speaking of movies, let's do a video comparison. Put the Samsung at the top and the Toshiba at the bottom, and we'll try loading a video on there.
The Galaxy S2.
And try loading the same video. We'll just have a little Avengers trailer going on. Lower the volume just so it's not all loud. And put the same video on. 1, 2, 3. And so we'll just see the difference of the quality. So again, one thing definitely important to note is that you have a 16:9 ratio on the Samsung and a 16:10 on the Toshiba. So definitely something to take into account, and this does give you a true HD feel to it just simply because it is exactly like your TV is. So we'll give you a little bit more. As we see in the picture here, we kind of see a little bit more on this side than we do on the Samsung. But definitely one thing that is important to note is that really with the Samsung, you'll see on the red here, you get a much deeper tone and more, definitely more vibrant colors just something you do as you do on the regular screen. Whereas the Toshiba just doesn't stand out with colors, not as vibrant, but definitely good when it comes to things like blacks, just not as strong or as punchy with the colors we would like it to be. Definitely even on Iron Man's red here or on any picture we can just see the colors pop out more on the Samsung, whereas the Toshiba, very natural skin tones and natural looking, but just definitely not as vibrant in terms of colors. So they each have their standing point. Definitely either one of them a pleasure to watch movies on. I would say though, if you're going for the best speaker and best movie feel for on the go, definitely have to go to the Toshiba just for pure fun of experiencing just like you would on your TV. Now, two last things. One is battery life. Battery life on the Samsung is still one of the hardest to beat. It has a 10-hour battery life roughly, and great standby time. One thing that I have seen on other tablets is that definitely the standby time can lack, even on a tablet as great as the Asus Prime. Sometimes the standby time will kill the battery life quicker than you leaving it on the entire time. Whereas the Toshiba Excite, it has a decent battery life, around 7.5 hours to about 8 hours, depending on how you use it. With good days usage, both of them will still get you through the day, but definitely the Samsung will just get you a little bit further. I mean, 2 hours is definitely nice to have, and that's with both using Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and watching movies here and there. So the final comparison definitely has to be on feel and price. So, feel of the Galaxy Tab has definitely stuck out there. Definitely still great quality. Some people have complained about the plastic, which is a little bit more apparent on the white one than the gray metallic. Gray metallic definitely feels more premium-like, and can definitely have you easy to hold throughout the day. Not as sharp as on tablets such as the Asus Prime, and doesn't have the weight of like the new iPad or anything like that. Definitely a lighter feel to it. In comparison to the feel that you get with the Toshiba Excite, Toshiba Excite definitely has to be the best premium feel tablet on the market. Just definitely really great to hold. Very, obviously it is the lightest weight tablet, but just definitely premium choice material. This magnesium alloy is just a pleasure to hold, and just definitely very easy. You could do it all day, and very easy enough to hold with one hand throughout the day, and you would still be fine. Now, where does that separate? Well, it separates with price. The Samsung Galaxy Tab right now is marked at $399 for the 16 gig. Now, this is because the new Galaxy Note 10.1 has been announced, and until it comes out, this one's probably going to be at $399. Just for a good price point, great tablet for the price. Definitely hard to beat at that price point. Now the Toshiba Excite, its actually biggest downside goes to price point. It's priced at $529 for a 16 gigabyte, which is rather on the pricey side. Definitely a contender at, I would say, the $499 or even $449 price point. It would definitely be a good one to get, but just at that price point, it's just a little bit too much, especially when considering you could get a 32 gigabyte version of a Samsung Galaxy Tab, or even another tablet like the Asus Prime at that price point. So that would definitely be its biggest deterrent. If they were priced the same, as long as the update would speed this tablet up, I would definitely say the Toshiba Excite is the better tablet. Just for the lack of speed is what really kind of takes it away, that it's just definitely not as fast as the Samsung Galaxy Tab. But if it was sped up with possibly an update, I would say this is the tablet to get. If you have any questions or any other concerns or comparisons, please ask questions. Thank you again. This is RICKY, the Android Guy. Hey guys, have an Android question? Feel free to click the I have a question button, if you have a question. Or you can just leave us a question in the comment section down below. I'll respond ASAP. Or if your question's really good, I'll dedicate a whole video towards it. This is RICKY, the Android Guy. Oh yeah, and of course subscribe to us, because in the Android we trust.